Hi friends, welcome to your practice. Today's class is focused on glutes and you'll need 2 blocks today. Go ahead and get set up and I'll meet you on your mat. Today's class is going to look a little different because when I recorded this, my mic was actually off, so I'm doing a voiceover on this video. To begin, go ahead and stack the blocks and find a comfortable supported kneeling position. Take a moment to get settled in here, close your eyes or find a spot on the floor in front of you to softly set your gaze upon. Take a strong inhale through your nose and release the exhale with a soft sigh. Start to become conscious of the tension in your body you may be holding on to. Go ahead and let go around your jaw, soften your shoulders down. Use your exhale to release the tension in the areas while you work your way down to every muscle. Keep your attention on your inhale and your exhale for now. On your next inhale, imagine you're filling your stomach up with air. Allow your abdomen to expand. On the exhale, begin to tighten the muscles of your lower abdomen like you're trying to suck in. Try this a few times on your own, and while you move through your practice today, I will cue you on when to use your breath this way through the poses. Go ahead and softly open your eyes. Going to move on to the practice. Slowly bring your right foot up in front of you, then your left, feet flat on the mat, knees wide. With hands on your knees, begin to circle your torso, leading with the chest. Now increase your range of motion, widen your circle, start to get your shoulders involved, include your elbows, waking up your spine and the muscles in your back and chest. That's great. Keep it going. And when you are feeling ready, go ahead and change directions. Start to press the knees further away from center. Start to wake up your hips. Keep increasing your range of motion. We'll be here a little bit longer. Moving on, stay in your supported yogi squat, knees out to the side, bring palms together, elbows on the inside of your knees. Keep a straight spine as you bring your chest forward. Tuck your chin slightly and transfer your weight into your feet as you lift your hips off the blocks and come into ragdoll. Opposite hand to elbow. Keep a generous bend behind your knees. Inhale slowly and carefully find a seat on your blocks. Exhale, come back into ragdoll. Inhale, yogi squat. One more time, exhale to ragdoll. On your next inhale, place palms on shins, come up halfway. Start your exhale, tighten your abdomen, then release into ragdoll at the end of your breath. Inhale, yogi squat. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale, half salute. Exhale, engage your core, then release into ragdoll. One more time, inhale, yogi squat. Exhale into ragdoll. Inhale, half salute. Exhale, engage, ragdoll. And last time, inhale, yogi squat. Moving on, move your blocks off to the side, keep them close by. Find a seat on your mat and slowly make your way onto your back. Keep your knees bent, knees stacked over ankle in a straight line, hands down by your sides, setting up for bridge pose. Scoop your lower belly like you're tucking an imaginary tail until your lower back touches the mat. No gap here. Press into the back of your arms and through the bottoms of your feet as you slowly inhale and lift your hips towards the ceiling, squeezing your glutes. Keep them raised. You got this. Now, as you exhale, tighten your core. And as you slowly bring your hips back to your mat, touch the small of your back to the mat by tucking your tailbone. Now we've got the movement down. Let's go ahead and inhale up, raise the hips, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, bring everything back down to the mat. Go ahead and continue this movement. Time it with your inhale and your exhale at your own pace. And keep this in mind through the movement. As you exhale, engage your core, and as you inhale, keep your chin slightly tucked and squeeze the glutes. Do your best to time the inhale with the time it takes to raise your hips to the top of the movement and to lower your hips in sync with your exhale. Go ahead and do bridge 2 more times and hold on the last one. One more time, slowly inhale, bring the hips up. Hold here at the top. Exhale, tighten your core, keep the hips raised. Keep your chin tucked, try to relax your throat, and keep squeezing your glutes. Keep pressing strong through the bottoms of your feet, and then bring your attention to your knees. Make sure they're straight, not splaying out to the side or bowing in. See if you can get your hips to come up a little bit higher through this last stretch. We are almost there. Go ahead and release. Bring your knees into your chest and take a moment here. Bring your feet back down to the mat. Tilt both knees over to the right and then left in a windshield wiper motion. You might feel this lengthening in the outer glutes, outer hips, and also along the side of the legs. It's a good one. When you are ready, we are going to come back to our bridge setup and move into single leg bridge. Starting with the right leg, knee is stacked in line with ankles. Bring your right foot up to the ceiling, straight leg or with a slight bend behind the knee. On the inhale, press through the left foot, lift the hips, and drive the right foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly bring the hips down. It might help to flex the ankle and imagine you're stepping onto the ceiling. Go ahead and inhale, raise the hips. And exhale, slowly start bringing the hips back down. Inhale, press firmly through the left leg, squeeze the glutes, lift the right foot. Exhale, come back down. Repeat that movement 3 more times. You're going to hold on the last one. Inhale, lift 2 more times. Inhale, last one, and hold. Keep squeezing your glutes, really pressing through the bottom of the left foot. Remember to slightly tuck your chin, relax your throat, relax your shoulders. Make sure that the breath is coming easily. Keep pushing up towards the ceiling. We're almost there. Exhale, come back down. Cross right ankle over left knee for figure 4. For now, keep the left foot on the mat. Go ahead and sway back and forth if you'd like. Take a moment here before we move into the other side. Bring the right foot down. Both feet are flat on the mat with knees bent. Heel toe the right foot in a couple inches. Then go ahead and raise the left leg. Flex the ankle. Inhale. We're going to lift the hips up, really driving through that right foot. Pressing into the mat. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale. Slowly come back down. Go ahead and repeat this movement on the side. We're going to do this for 5 more times. Now that you have the movement down, really focus on slow and controlled movements, timing the movement with the breath. Let's go for 3 more. We're going to hold on the last one. Inhale 2 more. Stay nice and strong through these. Exhale, slowly lower. You've got 1 more. Inhale, press. Exhale, keep the hips raised, really pressing through the back of your arms. Remember to keep your jaw and throat and shoulders relaxed so that the inhales and exhales come easily to you. Fantastic. Go ahead and release. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Sway gently back and forth if that feels right. Let the heart rate come back down. Let's just take a breather. Amazing. So moving on, bring that left foot back down. Keep the knees bent. Let's get a big body stretch, bringing the right arms up and over to reach behind to the wall behind us. And from here, bring the knees into the chest. Go ahead and hug them in and roll up to a seated position. Sweep the legs out to the side and come into a high plank here. Really keep the hips high here and the upper back rounded. Find some stability here. We're going to lift the right leg, squeeze the glute, point the toes. Let's go ahead and pulse it out for 12 more. We've got 12, 11, 10, Keep your back nice and rounded here. Careful not to let the swing of the leg bring us out of alignment here. Keep pressing away through the palms against your mat. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot back down. Stay in your high plank. We're going to switch to the other side. Counting backwards from 12, 11, 10. Keep your shoulders and hips as static as possible. Keep rounding out between the shoulder blades and really press into your palms here. We've got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come onto the knees, push back into a child's pose or resting pose, and let's just take a breather here for a moment. Notice your heart rate coming back down. Try to find a steady breath again, and let's go ahead and move on. Come to tabletop. Then high plank again. We're doing this one more time. We know the movement. We're going to go a little quicker, starting with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Remember to really stay high in your high plank here. Keep your core engaged here. Last one. Other side, left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7. Stay high in your high plank here. We've got 5, 4. Keep the hips raised. 3, 2. We got one more. And back into child's pose. Once again, let the heart rate come down. Focus on the breathing. That was great work. Really firing up through the glutes. When you are ready, go ahead and come up to tabletop. Then tuck the toes into your down dog. Lift your hips up and back. From here, walk the feet up to your hands at the top of the mat. And when you get here, go ahead and clasp opposite hand to elbow and relax into a ragdoll with the knees slightly bent. Relax the neck and head down completely. If you would like to, you can find a side to side sway, or you can hook the big toe with your fingers. As always, this is your practice and your choice. From here, step back with the right leg, and then go ahead and walk the hands over to the right until you are in a wide-legged forward fold. Same option here is to clasp the opposite hand to elbow, or you can hook the big toe with your fingers and have your elbows out wide, really getting a nice stretch through the upper back here. Whichever you choose, we're just going to be here for a few moments before moving on. And this is just a gentle reminder to keep a slight bend behind your knees here too. When you are ready, go ahead and come up to standing. Keep your wide leg stance here. And once you're up, go ahead and start to bend into one knee as if coming into a side lunge, and then switch legs. Your range of motion is not too wide here, just getting yourself used to the movement. From here, flex your ankle and lift the toes on the extended leg as you switch back and forth. This is setting you up for Skandasana. Now, as this starts to feel more familiar, go ahead and increase your range of motion. Disclaimer to all my hypermobile students though, I challenge you not to fully sit back behind your heel. Come to 90 degrees or slightly lower in your seat because this is going to keep your glutes engaged and working. Go ahead and switch the other side with me here while you're following along. Sometimes the goal of a physical posture is going to change in our practice depending. If going for flexibility, maybe we'll push the edges of our range of motion, but today the physical goal is to keep your glutes working. You're still moving side to side here, going from Skandasana on the right and then to the left, slow and controlled, keeping your spine tall and straight as you squat. Now let's work in our hands. Sweep the arms out wide and above your head. Touch your palms together and bring them through center and release the arms down as you sweep them out to the side again and repeat the motion, bringing them up above your head, palms touch, float them down in front of your sternum and find your own flow with it from here. You've got 3 more and now incorporate breath. Inhale as you sweep the arms up, exhale as you squat, palms together. Last one here, and then meet me in a wide-legged forward fold. Turn the toes slightly in and a soft bend to your knees. Use this time to come back to your breath, allow your heart rate to come back down, and release any tension in the neck and shoulders. Moving on, walk your hands over to the left and come back to the top of the mat, hands framing the left foot. Let's set up for dynamic pyramid pose. And just as practice in your grounding breath work, suck in like you're drinking from a juice box on each exhale when doing this pose. So from here, go ahead and bring your blocks back and set them up on either side of your left foot, either on the medium height or the tallest height. Come up to standing, keeping your feet where they are. Hips are in line with your left foot. Point them forward, keep them squared. Bring hands together in front of you, hinge at the waist, come down halfway, and find the blocks with your hands. Here you can adjust the height of the blocks if you wish. Bring your attention back to your breath now, and on the exhale, really focus on tightening your belly button up and in towards your spine. From here, from your pyramid pose, inhale, rise to standing. Palms are touching. Exhale, hinge forward into pyramid. Find the blocks with your hands. Continue this dynamic movement at your own pace. Use your breath to guide you. Stay strong through your legs as you exhale into pyramid pose, and brace your core as you rise on your inhale. One more exhale to pyramid pose, then drop the head into a forward fold. Relax your arms and shoulders down. Stay here for a couple breaths. Lengthen through your spine. Gently turn your neck from side to side. You can keep your hands on your blocks, or for a greater stretch, you can bring your hands down to your mat. Inhale, rise up halfway to come out of the pose and keep just one block on the mat outside your left foot. From here, step back a little further with your right foot, setting up for crescent lunge. Strap in, things are about to get spicy. Bend the back knee, coming into a standard lunge. Arms above your head, then with control, launch yourself forward. Balance on the left leg, right leg floats up parallel to the mat. Keep your foot flexed. Find the block with your left hand for supported warrior three. Now use your exhale here to engage those inner abdominal muscles, which will help you find balance in this pose. Keep your hips straight, pointing down to your mat. Inhale, come back to a lunge. You're going to repeat. If you're unfamiliar with warrior three, keep using the block. Otherwise, see how it feels to float up into warrior three without it. Your block will be there for you though, in case that's just not happening today for you. No sweat. Remember to exhale into your warrior three and inhale into your lunge. You're going to do this for 2 more breaths. Your standing leg is really getting worked right now, even though both glutes are getting fired up. You've got just 1 more of this lunge to warrior three sequence until you remain at the top of the pose here. Option to find your block with your hand at the top of the pose here, or you can bring both palms to touch. Keep your hips square. Core is tight. Floating leg is strong and lifted. Exhale, bring the right knee in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, extend. You've got 4 more just like this. I wouldn't be surprised if your left leg is screaming at this point, but hang in there. We're almost finished. Last one, come up to standing, mountain pose with the back bend and forward fold. Take several moments here to shake out the legs. Bring the heart rate back down before moving on to the other side. Option here to bend one knee at a time, keeping the other leg straight and alternating them. You'll be here for 1 or 2 more breaths. When you are ready, move your blocks back to your mat, setting up for pyramid other side. Step the right foot forward and the left foot back. Careful that your stance is not too wide here. Adjust the height of your blocks. Inhale, come up to standing, palms touching. Exhale, hinge forward, coming halfway down into pyramid pose. Option to find the blocks here or keep your palms together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge. And just like on the other side, keep this dynamic movement going for 3 more breaths, timing your breath with the movements. You are welcome to use the blocks for pyramid on this side or to try the pose without them. This is your last exhale into pyramid pose. From here, you can forward fold and relax the hands onto the blocks or find your hands onto the mat. Stay here for a couple more breaths and then we'll move on. When you're ready, slowly rise up and then just keep the right block on the outside of your right foot. You can remove the other block off to the side. Rise up to standing and set yourself up for crescent lunge. You're going to go through that same down dog crescent lunge sequence. Keep your hips square, pointing towards the wall in front of you. Go ahead and bend the knee. Arms reach towards the ceiling as you transfer the weight into your right leg and slow and controlled float up into Warrior Three. Find the block with your hand and careful that your left hip isn't opening up towards the left side of the room. Keep your hips square, flat back, and core engaged. Inhale, bring the back heel down into crescent. And exhale, find yourself back to Warrior Three. Do a quick scan of the body for alignment. If all checks out, go ahead and inhale back to crescent pose. Exhale, Warrior Three. Use your glutes and your core here to keep your hips square and your back flat. Inhale, crescent lunge. On your next exhale, coming into Warrior Three, you might choose to go without the block this time. You're going through this movement 2 more times before pausing at the top in Warrior Three. If you're trying this without a block in your Warrior Three, you might be stumbling, you might be losing your balance, and I'm just here to remind you that that is completely okay. Keep on with it. You're doing fantastic. Hold your Warrior Three here at the top of the movement. Go ahead and reach down for your block for this one. This part is a glute burner. Go ahead and exhale, bring the knee in towards the center. Exhale, push the foot out. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, push the foot out. You've got 3 more, but keep it slow and controlled. Don't lose focus here and disengage your core or let your hips move out of their position. That was your last one. Bring both feet to the mat. Inhale into mountain, slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and take several moments here to stretch behind the legs. Go ahead and let your heart rate come down. Find an even steady breath again. You're going to be here for a couple more breaths before moving on. When you are ready, go ahead and move your block off to the side, then go ahead and find a seat behind you on your mat. Slowly and gently come down onto your back from here. Keep both feet flat on the mat and knees bent. Bring your feet in so they are directly beneath your knees. Lift your right leg, cross your ankle over your left knee. Flex your right foot and then take your right hand and then gently press away on your thigh. Apply more pressure for a greater stretch, but take it easy here. Remember to keep the ankle flexed on the right leg so you can protect your knee, and don't push on your knee, push in the middle of your thigh. You can either stay here or interlace both your hands behind the left thigh and bring the left thigh in towards your chest, floating the left leg up. If you're feeling open to a deeper stretch, go ahead and take the right hand again and press away on the right thigh, just like you did before. Do it gently and just apply more pressure a little bit at a time. When you are ready, go ahead and unravel your legs. Come back to bent knees, flat feet on the ground. You're going to switch legs. Go ahead and take the left ankle and cross it over the right knee. It looks like I forgot to give you some time with your right leg on the ground for this one. So you can either spend a few breaths with your foot on the floor first, or you can just jump right into bringing both your legs up for figure 4. You're going to stay here for about 10 more seconds. So just focus on nice, even inhales and exhales. When you are ready to move on, we're moving into knees to chest. If knees to chest is not very comfortable for you, you can jump right into happy baby, which is our next pose. Also, during this time, feel free to do any last minute poses that your body is asking for. As always, this is your practice and my voice is just a guide. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and move into happy baby pose. This would be a good time to add some rocking from side to side. You might even enjoy extending one leg straight while the other one stays bent. I'm going to leave you to your own mind for about 10 seconds, so just keep focusing on your breath. It is now that part of our practice where we are going to come into Shavasana. Slowly bring the feet back down to the mat before straightening out your legs and bringing your arms down to your sides. When you get comfortable, close your eyes and take a deep breath in and then a slow breath out. Feel the strength in your body, the warmth in your glutes and legs, and the energy you've cultivated in your practice today. Allow all that effort to soften. Let your muscles relax. Let your breath become effortless. With each exhale, let go of any need to hold or engage. Just simply be. For the next 30 seconds, focus in on one feeling you want the rest of your day to embody: joy, strength, gratitude. I'll check in on you soon. Take one more deep breath in and sigh it out. Gently start to bring awareness back to your body, wiggling your fingers and toes. When you're ready, roll to one side and press yourself up to a seated position. You can bring your hands open, palms up on your lap, or you can bring your hands to heart center. As always, it is an honor to be a guide for your practice today. And thank you for trusting me with your practice. I'll see you next time.